My name is Christopher Eriku. I have the awesome privilege to take you through Module 7 on Expatriate Management Briefing. We are using a case study of China. Now, this is a cross-cultural guide for managers, equipping managers with cultural intelligence for effective collaboration in China. Now, here is the overview of China. In terms of geography and people, China is located in East Asia and is bordered by 14 countries. In terms of religion, the Chinese are mostly non-religious. It has a population of 1.4 billion. It has the second largest economy, which of course is rising. Then the business context, China is a major US trading partner. China is one of the top manufacturers in the world. Now we go to the Ofsted 6 dimensions module. Now, who is Ofsted? He was a Dutch social psychologist between 1928 to 2020. He surveyed 117 IBM employees across 50 plus countries. He identified measurable cultural dimensions that predict workplace behavior. Why this module? It's a well-examined tool with strong empirical evidence. It's easy to understand. China and US score both available for direct comparison. It is ideal for visualizing cultural gaps in presentation. And what are these 6 cultural dimensions? Number 1, power distance, that is PDI. Number 2, individualism, that's IDV. Number 3 is masculinity, that is MAS. The number 4 is uncertainty avoidance, that is UAI. Then followed by long-term orientation, LTO. Then finally indulgence, that is IVR. Now here is a bar graph comparative analysis between USA and China. It's clear here. Because of time, I may not be able to explain this further, but we shall just go and look at the cultural dimension, of course, using the radar view. The key divergences, if you look at the power distance, USA is at 40 and China is at 80. This means that hierarchy is expected in China, whereas in the US it may seem disrespectful. If you look at individualism, USA stands at 91 and China stands at 20. US prioritizes self, whereas China emphasizes group harmony and collective goals. If you look at long-term orientation, USA is at 26 and China is at 87. This means China invests for future rewards. US is short-term result focused. If you look at indulgence, USA is at 68 and China is at 24. This means US freely gratifies wants. China is restrained and duty oriented. Now, here is a deeper dive into these dimensions with management implication for any expert management staff who is going to work in China. He needs to know some of the implications for managers. For instance, under power distance. In the US, it's low, it's egalitarian participative leadership. In China, it's high, it's hierarchical, difference to authority. So what is the implication for the manager? The manager has to adjust his or her leadership style. Respect rank, never undermine seniors publicly. Details are in this slide. Now, if you look at communication across the two cultures, we note that China is a high context culture. Indirectness mediated by face and harmony. Managers must read between the lines and use high context communication. Now, if you look at US communication versus Chinese communication and the manager action points, communication in US is direct and explicit communication. In China, it's indirect, relies on context and tone. What should the manager do? The manager has to read hesitation and non-verbal cues. The rest can be seen in the slide. Now, still under motivation and teamwork. Let's start with the motivation. Under motivation, in the US, self-achievement, personal recognition, and independence is what drives motivation. In China, it is collective goals, social approval, long-range group objectives is what drives motivation. Under US, individual bonuses, personal titles, and public recognition is what drives motivation. In China, it's group recognition, team praise, loyalty-based advancement is what drives motivation. If you look at teamwork, in US, it's more egalitarian in nature. They have open debates. Individual contribution is highlighted. Task-focused, result-driven culture. However, in China, teamwork is quite different. It is hierarchy and seniority respected. Consensus built quietly, not openly. Face saving is paramount at all times. Relationship first before task focused. Okay, now if you look at a Christian biblical perspective, cross-cultural management can be informed by biblical principles of love, respect, humility, and unity. This is taken from the Holy Bible, which the NIV version. Now, under love and respect, the reading is taken from Mark chapter 12, verse 31. This promotes healthy respect for other cultures. Cross-cultural engagement is an act of love. Under humility and servant leadership, the reading is taken from Philippians chapter 2, verse 3. Here it is essential when bringing leadership to hierarchical Chinese culture. The manager serves the team. Under unity in diversity, which is taken from Galatians chapter 3, verse 28, this, of course, overcomes cultural barriers. Diversity is strength to celebrate, not a problem to manage. Now, in conclusion, and of course some practical recommendation. Now, under high PDI, the manager needs to respect hierarchy, use titles, never undermine seniors. Under low IDV, the manager needs to build group cohesion, protect face, and team rewards. Under high LTO, the manager ought to be patient, invest in long-term relationship building. Then under low IVR, formality and restraint are virtues, not coldness. Now, for the manager to settle properly in China, he needs to take note of some of these 10 practical recommendations for managers. Number 1, learn basic Mandarin language. Even simple phrases build goodwill. Number 2, exchange business cards with 2 hands. Number 3, never refuse an invitation. Meals are relationship building. Number 3, give all feedback privately. Never criticize publicly. Protect face. The next one, confirm verbal agreements in writing. The next point, be patient with silence and indirect answers. Listen for what is unsaid. Plan for long-term investment. Avoid expecting quick deals. Respect the hierarchy. Direct communication to correct seniority level. Read context cues, tone, body language, and pauses carry real meaning. Apply the golden rule. Mark 12:31. Understand before seeking to be understood. Yes. And of course, here are the references. Thank you so much for your time and for listening to me.